Hi guys, this is Venkat. Welcome back to our channel Travel with 26 Letters. When we are speaking English, we need to use some kind of words in the part of sentences. By the way, in English, how many kinds of sentences we have? Basically, in English, the sentence can be divided into four kinds. They are assertive, interrogative, imperative, and exclamatory. So every kind of sentences has some kind of characteristics. What kind of characteristics they have? What is the difference among these kind of sentences? With examples, I am going to present you in detail everything about kinds of sentences in this exclusive video. So what are you waiting for? Let's get started. Sentence. Sentence is a part and parcel of any language, not only English, any language. Without sentences, we can't form language. We can't write and we can't say anything. So, usually the definition of sentence is a group of words which gives complete meaning. That means a sentence has group of words and it gives complete meaning. It is called sentence. Okay. In English, you can see sentences in the form of these four kinds. First one, assertive sentence, declarative sentence, affirmative sentence. The first kind of sentences are these. In simple language, they are called statements. Usually, statements can be ordinary sentences. They are telling something, they are asking something, they declare something, they assert something. They are called statements. Okay. Second one is interrogative sentence. Interrogation. That means questioning. So with curious, we asking. Usually these are called questions. Okay. Third one is imperative sentences. Imperative sentences generally express request, order, command. So they are nothing but bossy sometimes. So whenever we request, whenever we order, we command, generally we use imperative sentences. The fourth one is exclamatory sentence. Exclamatory sentences express exclamation. It means a strong feeling, a strong emotion. It may be sadness, it may be happiness, whatever it is. If we express a sudden, strong emotions, they can be expressed in the form of exclamatory sentences. First one is statement. Statements generally starts with subject. So in subject place, we can use noun or pronoun. So the statement explains about the noun or pronoun which is used in the place of subject. Okay. Ends with full stop. Generally, the statement ends with full stop or period. Okay. It explains about the subject. Okay. Second one, question. Starts with question words like why, whose, whom, what, where, and am, is, was, were. This kind of question words we can use at the starting of these questions, at the starting. Okay. Ends with question mark. You can see at the end of every question we can see this question mark. Okay. Third one, imperative sentence. In imperative sentences we can use order, request, commands. In commands generally we omit subject to you, but the subject is understood. Sometimes we use, sometimes we may not use. Ends with full stop. The imperative sentence also ends with full stop. The fourth one is exclamatory sentence. Usually the exclamatory words, some kind of exclamatory words can be used in the starting or at the end of the exclamatory sentence. But at the end of the sentence, we can use exclamatory mark like this. At first, we are going to know about the statement. Statement can be divided into two kinds, positive and negative. If you don't find any kind of negative words like no, nothing, not, never, hardly, they are positive sentence. If you find this kind of words in the sentence, they are negative sentence. Example, I am a student. That is the positive sentence because there is no any negative word in that. So, I am a student is a positive sentence. I am not a student. That is the negative sentence. Why? Because not is there. Second one, I teach English. That is the positive sentence. The negative sentence is for that I don't teach English. I don't teach. Why? Because I teach English is in simple present tense. The subject is I. So we have to use do and plus not for getting negative sentence. You know, the positive sentence can be into negative sentence. We can follow some kind of rules according to tense, according to subject, and everyone makes a lot of difference to get to negative sentence. We are going to know everything this kind of negative sentence in another video. And usually in statements we can have first subject and then verb and then object like this. I teach English. I is the subject, teach is the verb, and English is the object. You know, in subject, in the place of subject, you can use nouns or pronouns, some kind of phrases. And after that, we use verb. And after that, we use object. Verb means action word. Every verb has 4 forms, like teach, taught, or teaching. Sometimes we omit object, but if it gives complete meaning, then it is called statement or sentence. Example, dogs bark. Dogs is the subject. Bark is the verb. There is no object here, but it gives complete meaning. That's why it is considered as a statement or sentence. He went to a movie. New Delhi is the capital of India. She has been preparing for the exams. I can speak English. All are these positive sentences and also statements. Okay? Now I am going to tell you some kind of negative statements. I did not go to a movie. That is the completely negative sentence. Why? Because we can see not, did not. That is in past tense. She has not been preparing for the exams. Has not been. So we can find not in this sentence. That's why it is a negative statement. Next one. I never smoke. I said nothing. She hardly speaks English. These 3 sentences are a little bit different from other negatives. Why? Because we can't find any kind of negative words in these 3 sentences, but they completely negative statements. Why? Because I never smoke never gives negative meanings. That means I didn't smoke, I won't smoke anymore at all. I said nothing. That means I didn't say anything. I didn't say single word. I didn't say anything. So here nothing is a negative word. She hardly speaks English. Hardly gives completely negative meaning. That means she doesn't know how to speak English. So these 3 sentences are completely negative. I cannot dance well. Cannot dance well. So you can find not. That's why this is also negative statement. Next kind of sentences are questions. In English we can see 2 types of questions. First one is informative and second one is yes or no. What is the informative question? So the informative question is nothing but WH questions. Why? Because they start with H by AW. What is the H by AW? Is it math formula? No. H by AW means where, when, why, what, which, whose, who, whom plus how. It is called H by AW. When we ask something by using this kind of question words, they are called informative questions. And one thing is here, when we ask something by using this kind of words, we need to furnish some kind of information. We have to give some kind of information. It's not possible to say simply yes or no. It's not possible. We have to give some kind of information. That's why they are called informative questions. Examples. Where do you live? So this is an informative question. We have to give some information. I live in Visakhapatnam. I live in Chennai. I live in Delhi. So we have to give some information. Otherwise you can't say like this yes or no. So we must furnish some kind of information. When will you come again? I will come tomorrow. What are you doing? Just I am teaching English. So there are answers. And who are you? I am Venkat, an English trainer. So in this way, we have to give some kind of information when we ask questions by using this kind of H by AW. That's why they are called informative questions. Second type questions are yes or no questions. Usually they are starting with be forms, am, is, are, was, were, do forms, do, did, done, have forms, has, have, had, models like can, could, will, would, shall, should, ought to, used to, need. So yes or no questions are starting with this kind of words. And why they are called yes or no questions? Because if someone is asking you, you can say like simply like this, yes or no. So that's why they are called yes or no questions. Example, are you a student? Yes, no. So if you want to extend the answer, you can say like this, yes, I am a student. No, I am not a student. Like that. Do you go to a movie? Yes, I do. No, I don't. Has she finished her work? Yes, she has. No, she hasn't. Can you speak English? Yes, I can. No, I can't. In this way, we can answer simply yes or no by using yes or no. That's why these are called yes or no questions. Statement versus question. The basic difference between statement and question is that the placement of words. The placement of words makes a lot of difference to know whether it is question or statement. Example, I am a teacher. This is a statement because it ends with full stop and it explains about the subject I. In the statement, at the first you have the subject, that is I, and then verb am, and then object or remaining part of the sentence. I am a teacher. So that is the statement. Okay. How to convert it into question? Am I a teacher? That is the question. In question form, at first we need to place verb and then subject, and finally we need to place object. So this is the question. So the basic difference between statement and question, the placement of words. So in statement we can have subject, verb, object, whereas in questions we have like this verb, subject and object. And you want to know something, if you want to convert the statements into questions, we need to know what kind of tenses they are in. They are starting with any helping verbs, they have any kind of helping verbs or main verb. In case they have main verbs, we need to use some kind of words like do, does, did. In case they have helping verbs can, will, shall, simply we can change into questions. Now look at some examples. I learn English. I learn English. It is in simple present tense. That's why I is the subject. So we need to use do. Do I learn English? This is the question. He speaks Tamil. He speaks. So he is the third person. That's why we need to add yes to the verb speak. He speaks Tamil. Does he speak Tamil? So when we have third person singular, we need to put does in the question. So these two sentences are in simple present tense. Okay. The third one is she went to market. This is in simple past tense. So that's why we need to place did in the question. Did she go to market? That is the question form. Finally, they can act. Can they act? This is the question form. So to form questions, we need to know what kind of tenses and whether it is main verb or helping verb. So basing on that, we need to change statements into questions. Next kind of sentences are imperative sentences. They express orders, commands, requests, advices, suggestions and wishes. When we want to express this kind of things in the form of sentences, we need to use imperative sentences. Generally, for framing a sentences, we need to have subject, verb and object. Sometimes we can omit object. In these kind of sentences, we can omit subject too. That's why they are called imperative sentences. In this kind of sentences, the subject is you as understood. Examples. Close the door. That means you close the door. I ask you to close the door. That's why I am referring the person who is in front of me. That's why the subject is you is understood. Next one, wear helmet. That means you wear helmet. So these are orders. Next one, please lend me your book. I am requesting you to give me your book, lend me your book. It is a request. I am asking you. That's why the subject is you. We need not mention you as a subject like other kind of sentences. Have a good time in the picnic. It is a wish. That means I wish you have a good time in the picnic. So the subject is you. It is understood. We need not mention specially. Consult a doctor immediately. It is a advice and suggestion. So I am suggesting to you consult a doctor. That means you consult a doctor immediately. Next one, attack. You know, attack is a sentence, but basically it is a word. So it is a command. You attack. You attack. That means you is the subject. You attack them. So here there is no object. There is no subject. Only attack. Stop. That is also imperative sentence. That means you stop. Go. That is also imperative sentences. That means you go. And in imperative sentences you can use some negatives. That means don't do that, don't like that, don't go. This kind of sentences. In that case we use don't. Examples. Don't smoke. It is also imperative sentence. That means you don't smoke. Don't go. That means you don't go. In this way we can frame imperative sentences. The last kind of sentences are exclamatory sentences. They express a sudden feeling of emotions like joy, anger, sudden surprise, happiness, sadness, etc. And this kind of sentences end with exclamatory mark. You can say this kind of mark, you can say at the end of this kind of sentences. Most of these kind of sentences are starting with how and what. Examples. What a lovely flower. So we are saying, we are expressing our exclamation by saying this kind of sentences. It is a flower. What a flower it is. So you know the basic difference between these two sentences. Next one. How beautiful she dances. She dances beautiful. That is a common ordinary sentence. How beautiful she dances. So here we are exclamating the following thing by saying like this. How nice you look. How terrible. So how terrible, that is, it is also exclamatory sentence. How panic. What is surprise. So these are also called exclamatory sentences. What is surprise. Like this we can form exclamatory sentences in English. So if you want to learn English in an easy way with lot of examples, with in detail explanation, please visit our channel Travel with 26 Letters. Thank you very much for watching my videos. Keep learning.